up. Okay.
And that way you can kind of be like on my hand.
No. Thank you.
I want someone to tell me.
Right.
Is it like in this area?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, don't go by the camera.
So hopefully, I know. Do not jump in front of the camera. You filled out.
Did you just want me to start with introduction? Or, okay, start now?
Yep.
Okay. My name is Shauna Elk. I am from here at Standing Rock. Tonight I am teaching a Dentalium making class for just basically earrings, which could also be for necklaces. I just brought a few in to show. I made these ones. My sister Michelle made these ones. So I just wanted to show some different techniques of using it. Also, the process of preparing Dentalium. So usually it comes like this, and it's multiple like shapes and sizes, and I will quick show like the prep work behind it. I brought some shells. I almost said quills. I'm so used to teaching quilling. I brought some shells that I already prepped at home. This is from like my own collection. I guess you could tell that there's a lot of difference in sizing. So I don't know if you can see that. Is it showing up on there?
Yep.
Okay. And so like some of these come from my own personal collection, and they're really, really hard to find nowadays. The people that I used to buy from don't sell them anymore. They say that they're not very good like quality anymore because of like pollution in the ocean and different things. And that's coming from them. I don't really know firsthand. Our people have used these as decorations for a long time. A lot of our old pictures, you can see the women in them using them for Dentalium capes and long earrings. And in a lot of the older pictures of our like Lakota and Dakota leaders, they wore Dentalium earrings as well. These are just a little bit of a modern day version, I guess. So I will show 2 different techniques. So when I get started, what I usually do is I use Fireline thread. 6 pound generally is kind of what I use because it's pretty thin and it doesn't break. I use sinew as well too. I don't have it right here in front of me, but you could use sinew or thread, whatever you feel comfortable with. These ones are made with Fireline, and I think my sister Michelle used sinew on these Dentalium ones so that neither one really breaks. I haven't done Dentalium a whole lot, but I just wanted to teach what I do know. Jen asked me this past spring when I was teaching my cohort class if I would do it, and I said I would. So what I usually do is take my Dentalium and just kind of make sure that they're all around the same size. And those ones are about the same. So then I kind of just measure so that they're equal. So this one is really, really long compared to like even my own. And so size just varies. I'll leave it right here. So for this like style,
Hi, Lori.
only 2.
Hey guys.
Hello.
She's in teaching mode.
Hello.
So then this one is one style of Dentalium I've done. And then this one is another. And so that's the kind of technique I'll be showing. And then I'll show a simpler one that's more like these ones that my sister Michelle made. So after I get the Dentalium all laid out in a similar size, Somebody have a question?
Yeah.
No, we did.
Okay. I had to mute her.
Okay. Just loud. Sorry, guys.
Um,
What?
LT.
No, I didn't know where they're. I couldn't really find them. That's why I was just looking for something to use at the bottom.
Good question.
So I just want to say this is how I've learned to do them. People do them all different ways. So if I do it different than you, then I'm sorry. But this is how I know, and this is how I teach it. Okay. So I usually knot like a seed bead at the end of my fire line. It's hard to knot, so what I generally do is I'll put a knot in it, and then I take my pliers and just tighten it, just so it doesn't come apart. And then I will trim it some.
You are.
Okay, so then I take the needle through. I use a bead at the top. It's like a anchor bead. That one will work. Oh.
So when you're done, are these gonna be my ears?
They could be. So then I take it. Oh, sorry, I just start working. I take it through a jump ring. Any size kind of works. And I just put it through, and then I put it through a few times. Can you see it on the video?
Yep.
Okay. Well, that one's kind of, I'll just go with it. Then I go back down through the bead and the dentalium. But make sure that there's a little opening on the jump ring. Make sure your fire line thread isn't close to it, or it'll just go straight through. So then I take the bead further down, and then I'll add another bead in. Okay. It's so quiet in here. Can you sing for me, Tiffany?
That's a good one. Me and Jen. Kumbaya. Will that work?
I'll add a bead as kind of a middle one, is like a spacer. And then add another shell. Is that her? Mm-hmm. So at the bottom, I usually will add, geez, my throat. We'll add something that's like an anchor. So I'll use one of these cowrie shells kind of at the bottom just to kind of hold it together.
And then
So what I'm doing is just going back up through it, through the beads, through the shells, all of it.
And you just go back through, right?
Mm-hmm. My bead went through. Real life struggle on Zoom. Struggle bus.
Huh?
I said I'm on the struggle bus.
Recording
Is go ahead. Is it stuff?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Whoops, not me. Shauna, do you have big ones or little ones? It's
I put a seed bead in there. Oh, there we go. I can hear myself.
Frills, do you?
Oh, shells? I think she has these smaller ones right here.
Who has? Is that you, Violet?
Yeah.
I can go. Oh, because I was gonna say, we got feedback.
Okay, so I go around the top jump ring again a few times. I'm ready for another shell. And I'm going through that bead that's in the middle. And don't be sick. We'll go through the next Dentalium that's going on the bottom. And I'm going to go back through so it kind of tightens it all together.
Is this gonna be like a 2-strand?
Yeah. But you only use 1 thread and 1 needle on the way I was taught how to do it. So then you go back through the center bead. And then the Dentalium I just put on there. Now we need to tighten them together. I'm going back around through the jump ring at the top again. I'm going back down to that top bead. Whoa. Okay, so what I do to kind of end it is I hold them so that they stay tight, and I wrap the fire line thread around my finger a few times, and then I go through the top, and then I tie it. Then I just keep doing that a few times so that they don't come apart or break. You can always go all the way back through another time, but with the fire line, they don't break very easy.
And then Shauna, can you give them your email, and then if they have any questions, they can reach out to you.
Yeah, they can email me. My email is shaunajace@gmail.com. SHAUNAJAYCE@gmail.com. Or I'm on Facebook or Instagram. Okay. So then there's one earring. And then what I would do is just do the exact same thing and make a matching and then have a set. So then the next style, I'll show it a little bit. Do you want to take it outside so you can show perfect? Okay.
Okay. We're gonna go outside. She's gonna show you how to use the Dremel to what do you call it?
Like,
Clean up your Dremel, clean up your Dentalium.
Yeah.
Is it charged or do we have to take it out? I don't know if I have a. Whoo, my gosh, it's hot. Oh, wow. She'll show and then we'll finish the Zoom. We're trying to take care of our Zoom students and then then you guys can start making. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. I was just like, ah. I was like, well, just come to the class. Because I had a couple
these ones that Jen has here, can you show, are not cleaned or prepped. I don't know what happened to that one. But you can tell that they're at the bottom, they're not very smooth. I don't know if you can tell that.
Yep.
So what I've done to prep my own is I wash my own shells. So what I do is kind of measure them like side by side, and then this one is a little bit longer than the other one. So I will take my Dremel. But you don't use shells, you don't work with them inside because of the dust can hurt your lungs. How do I turn it? Oh, here. Oh, jeez.
it was in the waiver.
Running away.
No idea.
Oh, that's right. Oh yeah, there it is right there. Okay, we'll just do the metal file. So no one gets hurt. Oh my
What the
goodness.
heck happened?
No.
What'd you do to it?
It wouldn't go in there normal. So when I use a metal file, which you could get at any hardware store, this is how I used to do it before I had a Dremel anyway. So you literally just file it until they match size. And it just makes the bottom more smooth because they're super sharp. And they'll break your thread if they're not. So now then they're the same. And you're able to use them for your projects. So I'll do a couple of those small ones. These smaller ones, when you have them like not so smooth Dentalium, they're more fragile. So what I do is I measure out by size first, and then I literally just smooth the bottom.
So it doesn't.
Yeah, so it doesn't kind of get caught on your work. And so I don't think there's any that are the size, but so what I would do is just kind of measure them side by side. And if they were the same, I would just file it so it matches. But this one I'll just file it till it's smooth. So like if they were the same, I would just make sure that they're match. But these are two different sizes that you could work with. So that's just basically it, is like taking the time to file. These ones I've done already at home with my Dremel that doesn't shoot everywhere. So there's that. Did you want me to show the leather part of the Dentalium?
The leather?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We can go back inside. I don't know where the rest of the Dremel is.
Where did you grab it? I was like, oh my gosh, the Dremel fell apart, guys. Can they come up and watch?
Yeah.
You guys want to come up and watch? She's gonna do the leather part of it and making little pieces. Remember how usually they do the leather in between
Like-
the Dentalium?
Yeah,
The
that style.
spacers, like, okay.
There you go.
The spacers?
Yeah. there you
Okay.
We'll have to make a TikTok. out of
Oh my
this one.
gosh.
Okay, everybody all line out. We're gonna all do Italian.
I'm just using some of these spacers, just going through the side.
Rather than direct into
Yeah,
the
you
work.
can. Maybe I will. I'll just do it that way.
Oh, there's two ways, right?
Yeah.
The side or.
It depends on kind of how you want it to look. So like this way, you go through like the bottom,
or
and then
just a little bit.
yeah, this way.
There you go.
So you go like directly through the leather, and then or like the rawhide or whatever it is you want to use. And the other way you could do it this way, and then some people add like decorations on here, like metal studs and different things to put in between. So then your shells are kind of like this, and then there's like decoration in here. There's even people that have been like quilling these
Yep,
in
I've seen
between, and then using them to make Dentalium. So creative. I'll just nod it a bunch of times.
Who's all on Zoom? Lori, Tammy, who's the other one?
Me.
Oh.
Oh,
Just getting double the teaching.
okay. Violet, you're on
It's not missing nothing. Huh?
Yeah.
This is just not very sharp for cutting this fire line. I'll make it. Okay, so I always start on the left side personally, but it's your own choice. On some of my earrings, depending on how I want them to look, I start in the middle. And then they kind of like tear in. So you go through the top one too.
That's all that's done.
Right now you can add the beads for like the top that you can put your earring hook on. And I just use these like long beading needles. Some people use glovers. It's just personal choice, I guess.
Is that it with the leather?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, on the Zoom, this is recorded, so you can find it on the YouTube under Sitting Bull College.
Then when you do it, you just kind of go through the top, and you kind of end up with a product like this. These ones are made by my
She
sister
asked,
and
does
stuff.
Shauna have just the smooth, or does she have the other kind also?
Here, these long ones that I have are the smooth. And I've been hoarding them for years. Waiting for my girls to get big. But these ones are not smooth. They're the kind of ridged kind. So either one works.
Does that help, Lori?
Oh,
I was just wondering where she got the rough ones. Holy moly, that's a stash.
We're,
bought them.
okay, I have two big things of these. I have
Oh.
had to order through probably about 6 different places because Dentalium is really hard to get. And this is
Oh,
collecting the last 4 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah, so I brought some of my own from my own like personal collection of the smooth kind, just to
Mhm.
show because they're a little bit bigger.
oh my God.
Oh,
okay, ladies, thanks for attending.
Thank you very much.
yeah, thank
Yep.
you.
Bye-bye.
You can order them by the pound on Etsy.
Oh, like the smooth kind.
The small one.